Hello, JCU alumni and friends. I'm Spencer German. I serve as the Alumni Engagement Specialist in the Office of Alumni Relations at John Carroll University. And I'm thrilled to be back with our latest installment of the Young Alumni Spotlight, as we're joined this month by Josie Miller, who is a member of the class of 2017 and has a very unique story, as she has overseen a handful of her own business ventures, including an interior design business she currently is overseeing called Studio Joe Design Company. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Josie, and just tell us a little bit about what you do and maybe the background into how you kind of got this business started.
Okay. Well, I'm an interior designer at John Carroll. I studied math and minored in business. So I did not study quote unquote design. Do those two things play into my design business? 100%. I started out my career path as a quantitative analysis. Didn't love it. So I still remember when I left, I told my now fiance that I just want to start a nice business, like interior design. Did I do it at that time? No. I went into teaching, because what do you do with a math degree? You become a math teacher. And I liked it. I did. Still wasn't completely passionate about it. I'm lucky enough that I had the support of family and friends to then venture into this quote unquote nice business that I always wanted to start, which is interior design. I took a business class to get my feet wet kind of in the industry, learn a little more about social media, how to start an LLC, that kind of stuff. Is that necessary? No. Was it helpful? 100%. I gained a support system that way, and I've been doing interior design for over a year now, and I've been successful. It's been sustainable for me. I'm lucky in that way. I do count my blessings. It's been a lot of fun. I do projects big and small. Sometimes it's just decorating a portion of a room. Sometimes it's a full-on renovation or new build. It's always a challenge, but I enjoy the challenge. And it's been a really wild journey, but I really have enjoyed it.
What would you say, Josie, are the long-term goals for yourself? Is it growing this company? Do you have other passions that maybe you'd like to turn into a business one day? Or is this something that you see yourself sticking with for a long period of time?
I'd love to stick with this. I love it. I love that I'm in control of it. So if I want to be super busy working 9 to 5, I can take that many clients on. If it's a busy time of year for me with family stuff or something else, I don't take on as many clients, which is really, really nice to be flexible like that. So I do foresee myself, doing this into the future as life evolves, life changes, family dynamics change. But I really love art. I have a lot of passion projects. I teach yoga on the side too, just at a studio. So I have other passion projects. I think I'm going to stick with this for a while. Can I predict the future? No. 5-10 years down the line, I see myself right now still doing this. But, once that time comes, who knows? I kind of take it day by day. I think that's the best approach you can have when you're an entrepreneur. You kind of have to wake up in the morning and think to yourself, do I still love what I'm doing? Because you really are in control.
I want to go back to your John Carroll roots a little bit, your undergraduate days, and you kind of mentioned, you weren't a business major, you were, focused on math, and you at first used that for a career and realized you wanted to do something else, and you kind of had to take some other classes to sort of get your feet wet and understand some things. But I'm curious, through the liberal arts education you got here and some of the stuff that you were able to learn, what did you take away that you see yourself now kind of using in your daily business ventures? What were some of the things that maybe John Carroll taught you to prepare you for what you're doing now?
I 100% use my degree in what I do now. It's actually kind of funny. A lot of people that go into architecture, I'm not an architect, study math. I use my math degree in almost all aspects. It helps me pair pieces within a room. It helps me when I'm doing a room sketch, all of the geometry skills to be able to scale things correctly. I use my business minor 100% running my own business. I still remember in marketing class learning was it 3 or 4 P's? Now I say I remember it, but I can't remember if it was
I
3
was a
or 4.
college major, so I can't help you there.
Maybe there were even 5. I don't know, but I remember there was something with product, pricing, promotion. So I 100% still use my degree. The liberal arts education though went so beyond that. Between the theology, the philosophy classes, I think because I was almost trained, we could say, at John Carroll to think in so many different aspects that now running my own business, I can adapt to so many different scenarios, so many different clients, so many different design ideas, because my mind was taught to think in different ways. I wasn't taught this one track way of thinking. And off of that, some of the people I've met in my classes from that education at John Carroll have become my clients now. So it really, that liberal arts education gets you out of your major department. So for example, I was a math major. I knew the other math majors really, really well, but I got to meet so many other people. So I think that liberal arts education, yes, it's about what you learn, but it's also about how many people you're able to meet because you are put into so many different departments.
Lastly for you, Josie, I think what makes your story so interesting is that you have had ambitions that you've turned into businesses, most notably with your current interior design business. And I think there's probably a lot of current students out there, or even just recent college grads in general, who are in a similar place where maybe they have an idea of something that they're passionate about, that they love, that they really want to do and turn to a business, but they don't know how to get there. What advice would you give to someone who maybe wants to follow a similar path as you and start their own business in something that they're passionate in?
If they're all in and want to go for it, I say do it. If they're hesitant on it, I say get your feet wet. Stay in your current job and maybe start a side gig if you're interested. Social media can be your best friend and your worst enemy. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool how we are all connected on the internet. It's a wonderful way to get your name out there, to get what you're doing out there. At the same time, one of my biggest pieces of advice is do not fall into imposter syndrome. Am I guilty of it? Oh yeah. Do not compare yourself to others. You're your own unique you. Your clients, whoever you're planning to work with or going to work with, will gravitate to you because of you and what you do. So do not fall into that imposter syndrome. I say go for it. That's the plain and simple advice. It's easier said than done. Yes, I also say, talk to your friends, talk to your family. It's not. They might feel awkward, but it's not. They're not going to judge. They love you. And they'll support you through it. And they'll be the biggest tools to help you get the word out. It's kind of funny. I was very focused initially on having this social media presence and getting the word out. Word of mouth is your best friend.
I think that's great advice. She's Josie Miller, our featured alumni for the January installment of the Young Alumni Spotlight. Stay tuned for another Young Alumni Spotlight from the Office of Alumni Relations next month.